In early September 2025, Japan faced another severe test from nature. Two northeastern prefectures, Fukushima and Niigata, were severely impacted by extreme weather events, including strong winds, torrential rain, and widespread flooding. This disaster not only disrupted people's daily lives, but also resurfaced long-standing fears of systemic vulnerabilities that had not been fully addressed since the major tragedies of previous years. In Fukushima, strong winds that had struck since September 8th forced the Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, to suspend the dismantling of radioactive treated water tanks at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, NPP, complex. According to TEPCO spokesman Tatsuya Matoba, wind speeds exceeding safety limits made the technical work too risky to continue. He stated that the dismantling process could resume the following day if weather conditions improved. However, atmospheric uncertainty made the schedule tentative. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant itself symbolizes old wounds that have not yet fully healed. Since the March 2011 earthquake and tsunami, which severely damaged nuclear reactors, more than 1,000 tanks containing radioactive treated water have been built to contain contaminated coolant. The release of the treated water into the ocean, which began in August 2023, has sparked international controversy, and the tank's dismantling is now part of a long-term project to close a dark chapter in Japan's nuclear history. Meanwhile, heavy rains accompanied by strong winds have caused several rivers in the Fukushima region to overflow their banks. Floodwaters have inundated roads, disrupted traffic, and forced residents in low-lying areas to evacuate to safer areas. Local governments have activated emergency evacuation centers and deployed rescue teams to assist elderly and disabled residents. Some schools have closed, and public transportation services have been significantly disrupted. In Niigata Prefecture, the situation is no less critical. Weather forecasts indicate that heavy rain and thunderstorms will continue through the weekend. Rainfall is expected to peak between September 10th and 12th, with the potential for flooding in low-lying areas and landslides in mountainous areas. According to AccuWeather, erratic rainfall patterns and high-intensity thunderstorms put the region at high risk of hydrometeorological disasters. The Niigata prefectural government has issued an early warning to residents to avoid travel to landslide-prone areas and to regularly monitor river conditions. Several public facilities, including schools and community centers, have been temporarily closed as a precautionary measure. Emergency response teams have been deployed to check the condition of levees and waterways and to ensure logistical readiness in case mass evacuations are necessary. The extreme weather affecting these two prefectures is a follow-up to Typhoon Shanshan, which previously hit Japan with winds reaching 90 kilometers per hour. The typhoon caused flooding, landslides, and power outages in various areas, including Niigata and its surrounding areas. Although the center of the typhoon has moved away, the remnants of the atmospheric system continue to trigger dangerous weather instability. Yu Fukuda, a resident of Oita Prefecture, who was also affected by the flooding caused by Typhoon Shanshan, expressed his concern. He said the storm lasted longer than expected, and its impact was felt even in areas previously considered safe. I hoped the typhoon would pass quickly, but it lingered around here for a long time, he said anxiously. The Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA, has issued warnings for 8 prefectures, including Fukushima and Niigata, regarding the potential for flash floods, strong winds, and storm surges. Residents are advised to avoid riverbanks and hillsides, prepare emergency supplies, and monitor weather information from official sources. The central government has also activated an interministerial coordination system to ensure a swift and unified response to emergencies. Beyond the numbers and technical reports, this disaster has once again reminded Japan of its geographical challenges as a country located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. With more than 70% of its territory consisting of mountains and a long coastline, Japan is highly vulnerable to earthquakes, tsunamis, and tropical storms. However, early warning systems, a culture of mitigation, and community solidarity are key to Japan's resilience in facing crises. In the context of Fukushima, the strong winds that disrupted the dismantling of treated water tanks were more than just a technical obstacle. They symbolized how nature continues to test humanity's perseverance in correcting past mistakes. Every delay is not just a matter of schedule, but also of public trust, transparency, and ecological responsibility. In Niigata, thunderstorms and the potential for flooding demonstrate that climate change is no longer an abstract global issue, but a tangible local reality. Increasingly extreme weather patterns, longer rainfall durations, and increasing storm intensity demonstrate that adaptation and mitigation must be part of sustainable public policy. This disaster also opened up space for reflection on the importance of building resilient systems, not just in physical infrastructure, but also in the social and psychological capacities of communities. When warning sirens sound and the waters begin to rise, what is most needed is not just flood walls, but also mutual trust, effective coordination, and responsive leadership. In the coming days, the weather will likely improve and the waters will recede, but the traces of disaster will remain in damaged streets, in flooded homes, and in the hearts of bereaved citizens. From Fukushima to Niigata, from treated water tanks to overflowing rivers, Japan is reminded once again that resilience is not a fixed state, but a process that must be continually strived for. And in that process, every citizen, every officer, and every decision becomes part of a larger narrative about how a nation confronts nature with courage, wisdom, and hope.